Do you think it's okay to change your mind? I um I found myself today changing my mind about a particular process that I had put out there to my clients. It was supposed to start tomorrow, and every time I thought of it, it hadn't actually locked in. Like it hadn't when I do these things and whenever I create anything, when it's ready, it almost feels like it's part of me and it feels like I'm so ready. And every time I thought about this, it just felt like it just wasn't ready yet. And even though it's tomorrow and I've got all the people in Voxer and they're ready to go, and I just went, it's not ready yet. And so, like a while ago, I would have thought that's ridiculous that you're going to actually cancel that. But I'm not canceling it. I'm just postponing it because it's just not right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right for me. And therefore, I'm not going to bring all of the things that I need to bring to that process. So it's better off waiting and sitting there marinating for a little bit longer. Like I'm no cook at all. Believe me when I tell you that I'm not a cook. But, if you think about something when you marinate it, the longer you allow it to marinate and then you taste it and you go, oh, yeah, that's ready. So just giving yourself permission to change your mind about things, and it allows the energy to expand because who knows what that's actually going to become. Now that I've actually gone, you know what? No, it's not ready. It's not cooked enough. Let's take that back out off the menu and we'll just let that simmer for a while. As I do that, I feel like I feel really good about it. And I know that there's going to be people that will be disappointed and all of the things. And, but I don't, I don't hold it. I don't do it just so I people please. I don't do it just so that I don't lose clients. I don't do it just so that, oh my God, but I've said I'm going to do it. Um, I've just found it to be much more authentic and more organic and more of a really valuable experience of my work when I listen to that gut feeling. When I feel it and I go, no, I don't feel it yet, it's not there. And I also do that in life. Like there's things that I've wanted to do in life. I've started it. I often used to say, oh God, I start so many things and I never finish them. And I used to like flash and carry on about it. But now I realize that no, you know what? Just because we start something doesn't mean we need to finish it. Like as a kid, I remember sitting at the dinner table and God damn, that mother of mine used to make you eat every single morsel of food on your plate. My youngest brother that you've heard about on here, he used to actually like fall asleep at the dinner table on like nearly on his plate, and she would wrap it up, put it in the fridge, and give it to him for breakfast. So there was no getting out of it. The thing she didn't understand though was that she had this little Maltese Terrier dog, and we used to actually like feed the dog underneath the table. So, as kids, you do all these things to get out of it. But I think we've been conditioned to think if you start something, you've got to finish it. If you decide you're going to go down that path, then you better go down the whole path. No, and I'm calling BS on all of it because I think that like that's where a lot of the angst comes from. And when I start working with clients and they say things like, "Oh, I never finish anything," and you can see the shame and the guilt in them when they say that, and I go, "Yeah, but you probably weren't meant to." It's like if you go to a smorgasbord. Yuck. But if you go to a smorgasbord, you can just have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Some people have a big lot of that and a big lot of that. But yeah, you can actually go and choose little bits and pieces of everything to make your own meal. Life is exactly the same. So you might pick up a little bit of this subject over here and a little bit of that. And then you think, oh my God, that's what I want to do there. You'll take a bit of that. If you don't ever finish it, it means you've got enough. You got the energy that you were meant to connect with. And maybe that thing opened you up to being interested in this thing. And so it's almost like this thread that's like weaving you to the actual thing that you're meant to be doing. And the other thing is that when you get to where you think you're going, you bring all of that with you. And so all the things that you've learned and experienced and that have happened where you think, oh my God, I didn't finish that either. Well, you just weren't meant to. You've got it. You've got enough. You've got enough of that. And sometimes I think also for me, I realize that a lot of it isn't actually for me. It's for the people that I'm going to meet across the path that I can go, oh, you know what? Have you ever done tapping? Did I learn tapping? No. But for a moment there, I was tapping and I was loving it. And I do it still. But did I go and actually do the course? And no. But I've got enough knowledge about it to point someone in that direction. And like so many things that I've been interested in or started, I've pointed people into the direction. And so that's where that, like, that being that library, like we're all walking, talking libraries for each other. And so the knowledge that we gain is not for us to keep, it's there to share. So there'll be things that you know this much of, and this much of, and this much of. And it's not to be sitting in here or in here, it's actually to sit there so that you can share it. So, yeah, just a bit of that. Like you can change your mind, and it's okay to change your mind. Excuse me. It's okay to change your mind about particular groups that you're in, or, the job that you do, or the partner that you have, or the whatever it might be. It's actually your choice. Everything is a choice. And as empaths, there's that part of us that are like raging people pleasers until we get on the other side of it and we realize that that is so detrimental. Actually, I might do a little thing on people pleasing in a minute, but um, you know, rather than pleasing absolutely everybody else and worrying about what they're going to think, people will be concerned for about 5 minutes, if that. They're not going to lie awake for the next 3 weeks thinking, wow, wow, Tracy cancelled that process. They're just going to move on to the next thing. We've got such short attention spans that if you're not offering it or you're not doing it, they'll find something else to do for a minute. And if that bothers you that you're going to lose them to something else, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I would much rather people come and experience something that's really valuable to them, that's potent, and that I'm fully present for, than something that I half-assed do that, like, oh yeah, well, I said I'd do it on the 1st of June. I better put it out. Ooh, that energy is just dirty. So let this one be just that little bit of a reminder that it's okay to change your mind. And in actual fact, it is possibly the best thing you can do is to allow yourself to follow through with, this just doesn't feel right for me right now. That's okay. See you next time.